Hello everyone. Welcome back to the session on Python functions. Let us first look at a common programming problem, repetition. Suppose we want to calculate the area of two rectangles. We define length and width for the first rectangle. Calculate the area and print it. Then we repeat the same code again for the second rectangle with different values. This approach works, but it creates repetitive code. If we need to calculate the area for many rectangles, the program becomes long and difficult to manage. To solve this problem, we use functions, creating our own function. Now let us create a function called calculate_area. This function takes length and width as inputs, calculates the area, and returns the result. When we need the area, we simply call the function with different values. This makes our code shorter, cleaner, and reusable. Every function in Python starts with the keyword def. After def, we write the function name followed by parentheses. Inside the parentheses, we write parameters. A parameter is a placeholder that receives a value later. Inside the function, we write the logic and finally we use the return statement. The return keyword sends the result back to where the function is called. Let us clearly understand an important concept. The parameter is returned inside the function definition. The argument is the actual value. The argument is the actual value passed while calling the function. So remember, parameters receive values. Arguments send values. Now let us look at positional arguments. In positional arguments, values are assigned based on their position. For example, if a function expects name first and age second, then the first value goes to the name and second value goes to age. This method is simple, but it can be confusing if we forget the order. To avoid confusion, Python allows keyword arguments. Here we explicitly mention the parameter name while passing values. Even if the order changes, Python correctly assigns values using the names. This improves readability and clarity. Now let us understand default arguments. A default argument already have a value assigned in the function arguments. A default argument already has a value assigned in the function definition. Now we do not pass a value while calling the function. Python uses the default value. If we pass a value, the default is overridden. By default, Python functions expect a fixed number of arguments. If a function is designed to accept two values, we must pass only two values. If we pass more values, Python throws a type error. This creates a problem when we want a function that can accept any number of inputs. Python solves this problem using star arguments called star args. When we add a star before a parameter, Python collects all extra positional values and stores them inside a tuple. Using star args, we can create a function that adds any number of values. This makes our function very flexible. Now let us look at double star arguments called double asterisk quirks. When we use double stars, Python collects all keyword arguments and stores them inside a dictionary. Each value is stored as a key-value pair. This approach is very useful when working with user data or configuration settings where inputs can change. Python allows us to combine all argument types in a single function. The correct order is very important. First, positional arguments, then default arguments, then asterisk args, and finally double asterisk walks. This allows us to create powerful and flexible functions. Python also allows us to unpack arguments while calling a function. Using a single star, we unpack a list into positional arguments. Using double star, we unpack a dictionary into keyword arguments. This feature is widely used in real-world Python applications. Now let us understand scope. A variable created inside a function is called a local variable. It can only be accessed inside the function. If we try to access x outside, Python erases an error. In nested functions, the inner function can access variables from the outer function. This is called enclosing or nested scope. Now let us look at Lambda functions. A Lambda function is a small one-line function. It is used when the logic is very simple. Lambda functions are best for quick calculations and short operations. Recursion means a function calls itself. It is useful for problems that can be broken into smaller, similar problems. It is useful for problems that can be broken into smaller, similar problems like factorials. Every recursive function must have a base case. The base case stops the recursion and prevents an infinite loops. Practice these examples in Jupyter Notebook, modify the inputs and observe the outputs. Thank you and happy coding.